The rhythmic click of the front door latch was my nightly lullaby. These days, a lullaby laced with betrayal. I feigned sleep, my back to the doorway, my fists clenched beneath the covers. The faint scent of unfamiliar cologne, sandalwood and something citrusy, wafted into the room, a physical manifestation of her infidelity. I listened as she tiptoed across the hardwood floor, the subtle creak, a painful reminder of every shared memory now tainted. It had started subtly, a gradual shift in her demeanor. Less eye contact, more time spent on her phone, a vague air distraction that clung to her like the cheap perfume she'd taken to wearing. I'd initially dismissed it as work stress, the pressure of her demanding marketing job. But the gut feeling, that growing unease persisted. Then came the late nights, the flimsy excuses, the whispers behind closed doors when she thought I was out of earshot. Tonight the ritual was the same. The soft click of her heels hitting the floor. The rustle of her clothes as she slipped out of her dress. The quiet sigh as she sank onto the bed beside me. I waited, my heart a drum against my ribs until her breathing evened out, signaling a faint sleep of her own. "How was this place?" I whispered, my voice a raspy echo in the darkness. The silence that followed was thick with tension, then a sharp intake of breath. She froze, rigid beside me. Slowly, she turned, her face illuminated by the faint glow of the street light filtering through the blinds, drained of all color. Her wide, panicked eyes met mine. "David, she stammered. Her voice barely a whisper. The name hit me like a punch to the gut. David, her colleague, the one she'd been working late with. The pieces clicked into place, forming a sickeningly clear picture. "Don't," I said, my voice flat and cold, devoid of any emotion she might have expected. Anger, hurt, pleading, none of it, just emptiness. "Don't insult me with lies." The tears came then, hot and fast, accompanied by a torrent of apologies and justifications. It was a familiar script, one I'd heard countless times in my head, preparing for this very moment. I listened, unmoved, letting her words wash over me, each one a further confirmation of my shattered reality. I didn't yell, I didn't rage, the betrayal was too deep for that. Instead, a cold, calculating resolve settled over me. I would make them pay. The next morning, I acted as if nothing had happened. I made breakfast, kissed a goodbye, and went to work. But while she was busy with her meetings, I was busy enacting my plan. I contacted a private investigator, a friend of a friend, and laid out my suspicions. He was discreet, efficient, and within a week, he delivered photos, videos, dates, times, locations, irrefutable proof of their affair. It was more than I had asked for, more than I needed. But it fueled a fire burning inside me. My target wasn't just Clara, my wife. It was David, too. He'd known I existed. He'd seen the pictures of us on her desk, the wedding band on her finger. He chose to ignore it all. To pursue her regardless. He deserved everything that was coming to him. David was a rising star in his company. A slick, ambitious executive with a carefully crafted image. I knew that image was his Achilles heel. I meticulously compiled the evidence, every photo, every video, every incriminating text message, and sent an anonymous package to his CEO, his wife, his parents, and even his church. I spared no one. Within days, David's world imploded. He was fired. His wife filed for divorce. His reputation was tarnished beyond repair. He became a pariah, ostracized by his colleagues, shunned by his community. His carefully constructed facade crumbled around him, leaving him exposed and vulnerable. Clara too faced the consequences of her actions. The news of David's downfall spread like wildfire through her office. Whispers followed her down hallways. Colleagues avoided her gaze and the once admiring glances were replaced with pity and disdain. She became an office joke, a cautionary tale. I confronted her with the evidence, not in anger, but with chilling calm. She confessed everything, begging for forgiveness, promising to change. But the damage was done. The trust, The foundation of our relationship had been irrevocably shattered. I filed for divorce, and within months, our marriage was officially over. My revenge wasn't about inflicting pain. It was about reclaiming my power, about restoring the balance that had been so brutally disrupted. It was about ensuring that they both understood the devastating consequences of their choices. The aftermath wasn't easy. There were sleepless nights, moments of crippling doubt, and a lingering ache of what could have been. But amidst the pain, a strange sense of peace began to emerge. I had faced the darkest chapter of my life and emerged stronger, wiser, and with newfound appreciation for honesty and integrity. I sold the house, severing all ties to the life we had built together. I started over, rebuilding my life piece by piece, focusing on my career, my friendships, and rediscover myself outside the confines of a broken marriage. The scars remained, a constant reminder of betrayal, but they no longer defined me. They were a testament to my resilience, a symbol of strength I never knew I possessed. One day, months later, I saw Clara at a coffee shop. She looked haggarded, worn down, a shadow of her former self. Our eyes met briefly, and I saw a flicker of shame of regretting her gaze. I nodded curtly, a silent acknowledgement of our shared past, and turned away. I didn't feel anger, nor did I feel pity. I felt nothing. The fire that had once burned inside me had long since extinguished, leaving behind only embers of indifference. I had moved on. I had survived, and in the end, that was the most satisfying revenge of